and I might get food at some point. Oh, what the fuck?
It's crazy.
I'm in a weird place in the story to have stopped the stream there last time.
I will be once we're out. I'm shutting
I
off
think we
security
must have just
cams.
been really
Can you check
tired
that computer?
to leave the story here. It was a very bizarre placement. Halfway through a mission.
There's
Right, I'll be one tick while I
we have to
open
lift
this
the
up
base
and
lockdown
see
first
how much
from the control room.
sound we've got going out.
First, we
Okay,
need to
I will
escape
keep the
security.
talking
I'll
and
go down to the floor.
then you
see
can
what we're
hear
dealing with.
and find out. Oh, we have one watching. I'm guessing that's the you.
Door's locked.
Venom worked in the cell.
Oh,
Should
my
open the
nose.
door.
My nose really hurts.
Hello?
Yeah, seems good.
It's unlocked.
Good?
I'm headed to the
Can
floor.
you hear yourself?
Right above you.
I could hear myself.
Oh,
A
there's
touch.
the...
I mean, I didn't speak much, but, you know.
Well, if you're not there, you could just make me sound like a crazy person, and I imagine you'd be quite happy with that.
To disable the alarm.
It's my,
Security cones.
I think my audio's a little,
Quieter. I think you are slightly quieter than me, actually, because I was listening back to Tsushima, your Tsushima stream the other day, and I realised how much louder I was. So you'll have to project like you're on stage, Brad.
Yeah, I've seen She-Hulk, by the way.
Yeah. What did you think of She-Hulk?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I think nice, good start, good setup.
I fucking loved it. I was... it's been so long since I've watched a comedy show for the first time. Like, you know, a half-hour comedy, you know... Because I find some of them so difficult to get into.
Yeah.
So I often just rewatch the same old ones over and over and over again.
We gotta talk. Blowing up the plaza is a bad idea.
So
is poisoning the city with an unsafe fuel source.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny thing though, like, at the start with the car crash, right?
yes.
It cut to her arm that was bleeding.
Yes.
I put the dots together in my head. I was like, she's gonna be losing blood. They're gonna go to the hospital, and there's gonna be no blood for her, so they're gonna have to give her a Bruce transfusion, and that's what's gonna give her the powers. And then, like 2 seconds later, a couple of drops of blood just fall on the wound, and she instantly turns whole. I was like,
oh, I just went through a person.
Right. I was kind
Yeah,
of right.
you went the kind of the comics way where... But, do you know how she ends up in need of blood in the comics?
How?
I think you might have to fact check me on this. I'm fairly sure she's just in her front garden and she's the victim of a fucking drive-by shooting in a, like... But in a really weird, like... It looks like a dollhouse kind of thing in the middle of fuck-ton nowhere. It's like, and it's just like, oh yeah.
I liked Rick Mason, I did, but...
It's such an odd
Maybe we should set up a
place, but that's what I remember. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but I do think that is what happens.
Love that.
Simon Krieger. Bastion of
So, yeah, I think the old, dripping blood into her wounds was the more effective way to get Jen all She-Hulked.
Oh my god, it is looking like that is probably right.
Yeah.
Because at the blurb at the top it just says after being shot by a mobster and seriously injured. Let's see if I can get something.
You see if we can get a picture of where it happens.
Can't believe they got away with this.
Door's unlocked, but I need you to force it open.
Can do. Okay, really. Why Tinkerer?
It's a nickname.
Oh, they weren't
From
some
Rick.
random mobsters. That's
They were deliberate mobsters.
Yeah, agents of Nicholas Trask, the crime boss who killed Jen's mother years before. Seriously.
Fucking hell, what does he have out for that family?
Yeah. Pretty Trask.
Yeah, he didn't like
I remember the name Trask
Here's the
from
deal, bud.
the X-Men movies, of which I still haven't seen Deadpool 2.
Is it the same one? Is it the same Trask? Or just a different member of the family?
It's the same Trask, but...
Isn't it Bolivar Trask or something? Oh no,
Nicholas Trask.
oh, there's loads of them actually. It's that whole idea that the whole family just ends up trying to kill the mutants constantly.
Uncle Aaron?
Ah, the kid.
That does tend to happen, doesn't it? You get bad families and you get good guy families.
Editorial for Marvel and DC don't like good families though. They won't let them stick around for very long.
Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, gotta change up the characters, gotta introduce new ones. That's like the careful, tricky balancing act, though, isn't it? Because, like, on the one hand, you want to make new protagonists.
Here's the deal.
On the other hand, you don't want to bloat the cast. On the other hand, that means you got to pick which characters are gonna be going off on their own adventures, so to speak.
For that. So we're gonna head in and check on Miss Mason.
Speaking of people going off on their own adventures, and by people I mean Arrow characters. Yeah, I think I just finished season 3 of the Arrow yesterday.
Oh sweet. Wait, so who's left then?
Well, Oliver drove off into the sunset with Felicity.
Oh right, yeah. Okay, why am I stuck?
You know that guy?
And then what is it? Diggle's still there, but he's still mad at Oliver for kidnapping his wife. Understandably so.
I didn't think he'd...
He kidnapped his wife? I did kidnap his wife! The GTA meme.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
There has to be
He
an
really did
explanation.
kidnap his wife.
Oh my god, Oliver's as bad as Trevor.
I mean, the kill count's probably approximately the same anyway.
Wow. Yeah. Quite possibly.
They initiated a lockdown. That's the control room we have to get into.
You must
So we need
choose
past those security shutters.
4C.
panel here, but it needs power.
Damn,
Force-
too late.
Yeah, you were too slow. 4C.
That's a cool outfit anyway.
I think, well, this is one of my favourite suits, so I've used it so much. So we'll use one of the ones that I'm not as keen on, but I think works quite well with this setting as well. Also, I think it's called the track suit, actually, not the track
Attached to a
suit.
generator.
Tracksuit.
Just need some venom. We'll have power.
Yeah, Flash. I'm one episode off of the end of the first series.
Saw a generator close to where I came in.
That bit where Barry called in Oliver and
The wrong generator.
to fight Reverse Flash. That was cool as hell.
Oh yeah.
Like, I really like the crossovers. The crossover's cool.
I like how they're like, Oliver, what the fuck are you wearing? And he's like, I'm having my cool emo girl phase. Don't ask.
I'm a goth now.
Hey, I can raise and lower that crane. Is
Like,
that useful?
what happened to the green hood?
Maybe this crane can help us out.
Ba-ba-da-ba-da.
I joined a
May as well
psychopathic
yank that crane.
murderer
See what it
assassin
does.
man so that I could destroy his organization from the inside, which
Did he-
ended up with him giving the organization to Malcolm Merlin.
Not a great plan. How the... Ah, there it is.
Hey,
I remember how
this
stuff
engine thing
works.
now.
Engine thing. I've got an idea. Can you move the crane back to the assembly line?
Yeah, think I know where you're headed.
Oh, do I have to do this? Oh, Christ. This is my least favourite room in the entire game because it's so pernickety and I can never remember the order you're supposed to do shit.
Okay, this laser should activate the engine. Ugh, crap.
Oh yeah,
Laser
guess
shorted
what
out.
guess what movie I
can
watched
reroute
last
power.
Sunday.
A Batman film.
The laser shorted. But it will work.
Close, because that was
Needs a new
2
power
weeks ago.
source.
I watched
This is
Joker.
true.
Those nodes can work.
I watched
I can
Joker
find
2
power.
weeks ago.
Ah.
Nice. Webs are conducting electricity.
It's very much, and this is gonna sound weird because it's really not like it at all. It's
Yeah.
a bit like Logan in that it's really well made and it's also really dark.
Yep.
You're good. Use a laser.
One laser.
Yeah, I'm since they just announced a sequel,
Perfect. If I overcharge
Joker
the engine,
2
it'll be explosive.
of Folie
Musical
à-
extravaganza.
Those shutters.
Folie à deux or something. It's in French for some reason, and I don't know French, so I
Time to make
probably
it explosive.
bungled that both times I said it.
Yep.
Let's go. Almost
But
out.
it is what it is, and
Okay.
it is probably featuring
Lady Gaga.
yeah.
That's our way out. Give me a few minutes to get
It's
it
got
open.
weird finger
Looks
things.
like they guessed our plan.
Not hard. There's only one exit.
Miles has got weird finger things on his.
yeah.
Look at
I'll take care of
the
those guards.
close up.
You get that door open.
That's interesting.
They're cool, but
One
weird.
thing. Did you ever?
It looks
think
like they were
about
put on the top,
calling me to
kind
tell
of.
me you were Spider-Man?
Mm.
Like they go over the back of the hand and then just.
You know, after my parents
God, it
died,
reminds me of that
Rick
that
basically
bit in what is
had
it,
to
Civil
become my
War?
dad.
I think it was Civil
I
War. That
thought
bit
I'd
where
miss having a
where
brother,
Bucky breaks out
but I had
in the
you.
facility.
Mm.
Tony just clicks a couple of things on his watch and then just turns it into a repulsor.
That won't hold forever.
Oh yeah, that's so cool.
I'll be fine. Just go.
I like all the little, whatever Tony just has, like, certain, like, little bits of technology hidden around. I really liked his, like,
Guys with the lights on their helmets can spot heat signatures.
see-through phone in Iron Man 2. I don't think we saw it much after that.
Yeah.
Wonder how much of their R&D department is
True, we
dedicated to
didn't. I
fighting
wonder
us.
why.
Probably millions of dollars in untaxed.
Either
They probably
way.
didn't. They probably got sponsors after that.
I can still
Oh,
access machinery
yeah,
if you
for
need me to move anything.
actual phones
Well,
and Samsung phones and phones that they will give us more money for putting on screen phones. But
Yeah, those webs are holding
Yeah.
the door. Whole base is on alert though.
it was cool, but in hindsight, it probably isn't practical to have a see-through phone.
yeah, you don't have much privacy, do you?
Yeah.
Whoa, okay. So I'm
Well,
gonna
that was just-
suck at this fight. I'm so gonna.
It was awesome, great fun movie. There you get what you fucking deserve. That is
Oh yeah, Jesus God, I can't believe you. Wait, have you seen any of the memes or anything from that?
I did, and it didn't make it any less
Shocking?
nail-biting. Yeah. Just like the tension build up in that scene. It's just it's insane. It gets to the end and you can like and then bang, you know, like, I was quite impressed with that. And it's bizarre because
Ow!
simultaneously I can see him as like the Joker, but I also absolutely can't.
Yeah.
And that leads me to question what they're going to do with him in the sequel, because I think like maybe the sequel's going to come and he's going to be really Joker-esque in some way.
Stop going behind my back.
Going to come into
And stop
more of his
acting
own
like I
as a
haven't
supervillain, so to speak.
No one will get hurt when I take down the plaza. No one except Roxxon. No.
Just promise to talk it through with me, okay? Promise to listen.
I can
Really listen.
I've made up my mind, Miles. You
This
need to
is.
start accepting.
Sorry. I'm just.
I'm gonna stop you.
You've probably guessed, Xander. I am feeling shit, so Bradley's going to be doing most of the talking today. But at the same time, I'm just kind of listening. So I'm kind of listening to Brad, but also just reading the subtitles for the worst section of this game, where they try to justify Finn being a fucking dumbass, and Miles just for some reason sucking to communicate what he already knows is that fucking blowing shit up is not a good idea. And I'm fairly sure he knows by this point that he fucked up the new form, so it's gonna,
I think that's the exit.
like, kill a lot more people than Finn thinks.
Lost and found.
And she's like, why are you keeping this secret from me, Miles? You're Spider-Man! And she was, at the same time, hiding the fact that she was the Tinkerer
Rick showed me a photo.
who attacked one of Miles's mum's rallies,
Oh, God.
which resulted in Miles's mum breaking her arm.
Oh, no.
So, and she's pissed off at Miles for hiding the fact he's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
She's pissed off with Spider-Man for getting in the way of protecting Miles's mum. It's just, the logic was not very well written for Finn. To be a genius. Oh, he's Russian. So we coloured him red.
Yeah, just like the Red Guardian.
Yeah, Marvel were never very creative in the early years. Well, actually, not in the early years. They were very creative in the early years. I mean, in the...
Subtlety was not...
Yeah, subtlety, there we go, thank you. Creativity was very there. Subtlety, not so much. Watch this. She's gonna get pissed off if I attack the little people. Ow. Did that count? I think it did. I have to run him into every single tank in the room. Anyway, continue talking about the Joker. I've done with my Miles rant now.
Yeah, I just wanted to tackle one thing about the creativity. And this is something that I don't like to think about often, because whenever I think about it, I can't unsee it. And
Yes.
Whenever a superhero is black and is called Black something.
Yeah.
It's just like...
It happens way more frequently than you'd think or hope, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's like you got Black Mamba, you got Black Lightning, you got Black...
You're gonna see me fuck up so badly in a second, and it's really funny. I fucked up so badly the game didn't know how to react and was just like, yeah, you took a little bit of damage and got wedged. That'll do. There it is.
Oh. Yeah, that'll do. Just a little bit of damage will deal with that.
Ooh, that's a little bit of damage.
That's a little damage. Yeah, I was talking about the Joker. Oh, God,
So, okay, what did you think about the She-Hulk end credit scene, though? Thank you for telling me what is happening on screen, Finn. You're genius. Ow.
Oh my God, he's throwing a tank.
I noticed.
Watch out! He's throwing a tank! Dude, it reminds me of that bit in, I was watching this, rant compilation, so to speak, of stuff in Rise of Skywalker, right? And that
Oh,
bit where-
yeah. All the people who just tell you what's happening on screen.
Yeah, this person was saying how, Rey's sword fighting,
I like how he's, went for... Sorry, I've interrupted you again, but Rhino went from attacking the head first, which, because of his size, was working and only wasn't... Why is the L1 charging up? Oh, I don't have any venom, that's why. I see, that's how this game works, I remember that now. But I like that, oh, fudge, Bradley, I've forgotten what I'm trying to say. Oh yeah, he gives up just chasing me, which was only hurting him when he ran into a tank. So, I mean, the idea to then throw away the things that can hurt him makes sense. Ah, shit. But at the same time, kind of stupid to just start throwing stuff at us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about Joker, and then I asked you about the end credit scene of She-Hulk. But finish talking about Joker first. Talk about Joker first, because you've been trying to for ages.
Yeah, one thing I really liked was how
Oh, I died.
That bit with the face paint, and then he just stabs him, and you know that.
Ow.
Maybe if I charge the engine.
The British dwarf guy.
The British dwarf guy.
Yeah, I forgot his name, Gary or something. And he just lets him go. And God, I thought he was gonna lunge at him at any point and just like stab him in the throat or something.
Yeah.
He just like, and like how parts. And how sometimes the Arthur or he'll make a joke.
He is.
And it's actually kind of funny. like the did you seriously kill them because of that? No, they couldn't hold a tune to save their lives because they were singing "Bring on the Clowns" or whatever, and then he kills them. I was like, God, that's really dark, but it's actually kind of funny.
I do need to rewatch Joker, actually. I think I saw it in cinema. I was with a couple housemates during uni, and then I saw it again on DVD. Why does Rhino... I want to know why Rhino has electric stomps now. That feels...
I want to know why it goes out in equally spaced
sections.
Yeah.
Just...
That is
oh, and I'm... Oh. God, Miles feels so weak compared to Peter. Playing as Peter at the start of the game feels stronger than playing as Miles at the... well... here at this point of the game, but I think it's just the enemies are so much stronger and Miles takes so much damage. But you feel so shit at a game that you've played so much when you get the, oh, you've lost all your health, Miles is going to do the instant recharge super enemy damage thing now.
Yes, end credits scene of She-Hulk, by the way. I watched that and I thought...
Did you watch the title sequence as well? Because those illustrations, I really like them. You didn't watch the credits, did you?
I did watch the credits.
Okay.
I did watch the credits. I was just going to say I thought that maybe... But then again, that's kind of the point that it's coloured in, isn't it? Because they are basically based on, you know, like courtroom illustration thingies.
Yes. With a mix of some comic covers.
That part I didn't know.
Well, they're not. I don't think they're. I don't recognise any of the particular references because honestly, if you saw a She-Hulk cover, you'd know you were seeing it. So but at the same time, you could see them being comic covers, and I think that was what they were kind of trying to they were blending together. You know, they were blending. Ow!
Yeah, damn, right at the start where Jennifer just goes back to the camera to start breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, of course, because she breaks the fourth wall a lot in the comics, doesn't she?
She was the first one.
Oh wow, so...
I mean, not the first fictional character, but the first, at least Marvel character.
Funny, because I guess it's just because...
What? I just healed!
Like, the first person that comes to mind for me is, of course, Deadpool. But...
Yeah, yeah, no, he's just... Well, he's the famous one because he's the more popular one, which is bullshit!
Because movie and Ryan Reynolds and...
Well, I mean, it was popular before then because of the game and because of the comics before then. Deadpool's always been popular in a way, but kind of... I fucking can't stand him in the comics, actually. I find him so irritating. I got an omnibus of Deadpool Classic, which I enjoyed part of when I was younger, I got one book of him after the movie came out, and it was Deadpool Classic, and that one book was brilliant. So, but it was in a time when I wasn't really collecting comics, so I just gave that one away because I had a friend who was really into Deadpool, so I was like, yeah, you can have this book, I don't, need it anymore. So I decided recently to get the omnibus for that whole series, to have it, Jesus Christ, to have it all together. Yeah?
Yeah.
Literally, the only bit I enjoyed was that bit with the book, the bit which I had as a kid. Not as a kid, when I was younger. What was it, 2016 that the film came out? So it would have been, mid-teens. Ow! Stop fucking killing me, you bastard. I really hate this part of the game. Oh.
Is this like on a hard difficulty or something?
This is on the hardest difficulty, and I am. Oh my god! So that's it. That's my one health bar down already. Seconds in, I got hit by a rock standing on a line of stomp bullshit. And I didn't move fast enough, so I took instant damage.
Oh my god. That is the right joke, that is.
Anyway, I only enjoyed that one bit, and the rest of him I couldn't stand. I can't stand him when he co-stars, although he's slightly better because you don't get his own, internal dialogue. Bullshit. But yeah, the only book I've picked up since was by my favourite Marvel writer, and even she couldn't make me like Deadpool. He was the least annoying he's ever been,
but he was still annoying.
But I still wouldn't get the next book, just because I can't stand the guy.
There's something in particular that is aggravating with
I don't know, it's basically, while Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool has charm, and you can kind of, he's, as an audience member, you're supposed to find him funny.
Yeah.
Comics Deadpool is written in his own series as badly as Spider-Man is sometimes written in team-up series. Meaning that... So what I find really grating...
Exaggerated?
Well, yeah, they exaggerate characteristics, and Spider-Man on team books often spends most of his time annoying the other Avengers, or whoever he's teamed up with, when he's not really like that. That's just an exaggerated version of himself. He annoys the bad guys, and he quips a lot to relieve tension, but that is not... He's not gonna just be whiffing off one-liners constantly in tense situations to annoy, but not to, but... I don't know, Spider-Man can be really annoying in team books, is what I'm saying. Yeah. But he's fine in his own ones. Deadpool is annoying in his own books and team books. That's pretty much the size of it. But Deadpool's worse. He's how annoying I find Spider-Man in team books always. That was the point of that little diversion.
Yes. Oh yes, I was talking about the ending of She-Hulk.
Oh wait, I've just remembered how I'm supposed to beat this boss.
What?
I just remembered how to beat this boss.
There's a trick to it?
Well, no, it's literally the most obvious fucking thing you could think of, but I'm dumb.
What is it? What is it? I
wait for my Venom to charge up. It's literally the method of Miles in the comics and everything. Wait for his Venom. Wait for him to remember he has extra spider powers compared to Peter, and then he wins. I love the fact that like the entire first series of Miles is just, oh shit, I'm losing the fight. Oh wait, I can also turn invisible and zap people with an instant kill thing. Whoa! That's literally how he deals with every bad guy. But it's the fact that it takes a second, the Venom as well. He touches them with it.
Oh, what? And it doesn't work. He's like, oh no, it's not
And then the enemy is like, what the fuck was that? And he goes, wait a second. He literally holds up a finger sometimes. And then they go, there we go, see, I'm winning now because I remembered how to play the game.
He's punch drunk! Lay in the head!
He's punch drunk.
Yeah, I've heard that phrase before. There's something weird about it.
Ow!
It just sounds weird to me.
Stop hitting me, you bastard!
She-Hulk, right?
Yes. Yes.
End credits.
Yes.
This
Stop!
means,
What the fuck, man?
this
You
means
literally
that
can't walk off the stomp things fast enough. You take, oh, shit, did I actually get him? Okay. Punch him in the ass. I'm literally punching him in the ass. Hey, I win.
You did it. You punched him in the arse enough.
Just make sure he doesn't do anything.
Right
back.
Yes, the end credit scene of She-Hulk. When,
You're trying to remember what it is, aren't you?
I am now trying to remember.
He's
what it is.
Googling it.
Ah, yes, of course. Yeah, so basically, this means that unless Bruce was pulling, just
Shut up.
BSing, this mean, if he was being truthful and telling the truth, this means that at some point, Steve Rogers told Bruce Banner when he lost his virginity.
Deadline. If thing goes to
Well,
plan,
considering that their powers was somewhat similar in the fact that Bruce got his as in an attempt to recreate the serum that created Steve Rogers,
Yeah.
or created Captain America, because he was Steve Rogers before.
no.
Oh, fudge, I'm so out of it. It makes, and Steve can't get, well, it takes a lot for him to get drunk. In the same way that, obviously, the Hulks were talking about that today.
What the hell?
So, this is literally the worst part of the game. I hate Finn so much.
Screwed up the bridge! Destroyed my lab! Got me!
He really didn't destroy your lab. That was your own people. Anyway,
Screwed up the bridge!
you screwed up the bridge. You literally stopped me from killing people.
Got me kidnapped!
I'll kill you. But
It sounds like you're blaming.
My
It sounds like you're
family's
blaming him for a lot of problems that you caused, Finn.
Genki.
Oh, speaking of Finn, I forgot to finish that thing about Rise of Skywalker.
Oh God,
Yeah,
that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. I only just remembered it. But yeah, the funny thing about that was what was it in regards to?
Hmm.
'Cause I remember saying like, "Oh, that reminds me."
Oh,
of,
they
like,
kept repeating stuff. They keep repeating the same
Oh
jokes.
yeah, Finn through the tank and was like, "Oh my God, he's throwing a tank."
Yes,
And then
yeah.
this reviewer was saying, "Oh,
Finn's attacking
that
the
bit where
plaza.
there's this bit where
Yeah.
Ray
They can
and,
fly now?
Kylo
So
Ren
that
and
was
Ray
you
are having a
chasing her through the
lightsaber
city.
duel, yeah.
Hmm.
And
The
Finn just comes
Spider-Man.
over and screams, "Ray!"
Could have died.
And the reviewer says, how's he actually
tell me
expecting Ray
about
to respond? Like, what's he
any of
expecting to
this?
happen? Ray, watch out! You're in a
Finn!
sword fight.
How to keep
Ray,
yourself
watch out!
safe.
You're in a sword fight. And then Ray's gonna be like, "Yeah, I know, Finn. I'm in the sword fight."
Didn't wish you were worried.
It is.
And the other
There
Spider-Man's
was,
gone.
I mean, there was literally no plan going into that trilogy, but there was no plan with that film. It was just read mean comments about The Last of Jedi, write a line of script. That was how it worked.
You could ever do or ever be that
But
makes me stop loving you.
okay,
They just could have just like not backpedaled so
Give me
hard, like
strength,
some of the
Miles.
things.
it could have just not been made.
That's all a hero
I think
needs.
honestly that would have been the best
Brave,
option. Just
people they love.
Last Jedi. Yeah, there's hope for the Resistance again. Just leave it there.
But that would be
Just a
8
guy who doesn't
movies
give
and
up.
2 from a trilogy. And if we make another movie, we can make more money.
It was just they had Solo. Just call that episode 9 for some fucking reason.
I'll meet you outside.
Yeah, the trilogies are
reminding
actually.
Just bring Ewan McGregor back and he'd be like, surprise! I lived and I'm younger now. Hello there.
Hello there. Yeah, God.
No, So Steve Rogers and Hulk both can't get drunk, but don't you think that at some point they both would have just gone, I really can't deal with this life-ending shit on a daily. Can we please figure out how to actually get drunk? And it's like the Flash.
Thanks for always having my back, man.
Yeah.
Cisco creates something
You got it.
Yeah, that was like episode.
that will actually allow him to get
You
drunk.
could hack Oscorp
It's
surveillance
like-
towers.
So
I'm in.
it's not beyond the realm of possibility in my head that Bruce would have created something that would allow them to have basically got absolutely shit-faced. And during that night, Steve told Bruce, what?
So you know where I lost my.
Got
Just
some time, I think
totally
the tracks
like
sound fair.
out of it.
Yes. Captain America, one day, I think I love the first thing I saw on trending when I went on after that was when I went on Twitter after watching the episode
Check that out.
was a picture of every single every time someone says is about to drop an F-bomb and then it cuts and it's like one day Feige will let them say the F word.
Oh, it's got to be Wolverine who says it. for sure.
No,
Oh,
the only person I ever want to hear swear is Jessica Jones.
oh yeah, that is way better actually.
She might have been the first Marvel character to be allowed to swear, actually, because they started a new line of rated 18 comics. And on the front of every issue, it was like includes explicit language and sexual content. It was I think it was called Max Comics, Marvel X. God, stop fucking hitting me! I know that's your literal objective in life, but Jesus Christ. I can take all of you, and I will, once I stop getting hit by your big friends.
Ah, that was it. That was it. Just looked it up again to find it. The thing about Barry and drinking and metabolizing and stuff.
Yes.
Some of those were words.
Some of those were words, some of them were even constructed into a sentence. I'm impressed.
But yeah, it reads here, Caitlin gives him some alcohol she claims is equivalent to a 500 proof drink. This means it's 250% alcohol. Presumably
Jesus.
She just means it's 2.5 times more potent than 100% alcohol. Because of course 200% alcohol couldn't be 200% alcohol because that would just be 100% alcohol but 2.5 times alcohol. Or something. That could have made more sense if I described it better.
That could have made some sense.
It's like she picked it to get back at you.
Maybe she did. Thanks, Genki.
It's my job.
You know what I like
Speaking of,
in games,
time to help you while I'm
especially
evacuating
games
Harlem.
that have,
Later.
Okay.
especially like open
Oscorp
worlds and
Science
things
Center.
like that.
Hmm.
When you've
To know
got a
what'll happen if
collectible
she goes
and
through
it's in
with
a
her plan.
satisfying crate.
And if she
to
won't
crack it.
That's
You know what I mean? Like I just
Destroy
like
if I have to.
you just cracked open that thing there, I was like, oh, yes, boy, that's what I'm talking about. Or, like,
We really need to get you out of the house, Bradley. Where is the crime in progress? Sorry?
Far Cry 6.
Far Cry does
6
not
as
count
well.
as getting out of the house.
No, I mean the boxes in Far Cry 6 as well, FND crates.
What the fuck is
Once
an
you know-
FND? Oh, I remember now.
Guns and stuff. It's like, oh. it's
I
one of
remember,
these,
I
you know, you
remember.
get- I suppose that's more so for the fact that
Hmm.
there's a chance to get a gun out of it, and you know, monkey brain goes, he who peanut, or might get a peanut out of this.
Yeah. Hey, so I had an idea. I was thinking about an idea.
Cool. That is where ideas are formed in the thought.
Yes, okay. So, me thinking was, I'm just swinging around doing fuck all while I try to talk and fail miserably. It's a good thing the swinging feels so good.
Got another crime report.
There we go, there's something to punch.
Don't think those guns are
So, I was thinking sometimes there's the possibility that I'm not going to have the energy for our Thursdays. Yes. But then there'll be, you know, times where it will be my turn. Blech. So I was thinking instead of you doing proper stream, whatever, of Tsushima, whatever, instead we could just do the kind of week off stream thing, but instead we do the thing that we tested for last time, or the time before, where you just play to me through that share play thingamajig.
Oh, yeah.
And so I can finally watch you play The Last of Us, and you can finally experience The Last of Us.
Hey, if that's the case, do you mind if my little bro sits in for those?
As long as he doesn't play, yes.
Oh, he's not gonna play. It's just that he's big on stories, you know. And I hear that Last of Us
Be more thorough
is
next
a
time.
good story.
You know.
Yes, no, yes, I have no problem with that. As long as he doesn't play.
Should dip before the
He
cops show up.
won't. He won't.
Not looking for
Hand
I-
on my heart, hand on the Bible, hand on.
Hand on Dustin's smoke powers, Bradley.
Hand on Dustin Smoke Powers.
Dustin? Is it just no Delson? Fucking hell, I am.
Holy shit.
I don't know what your excuse is, but I am
I
fucked.
really don't, because maybe it's just because you said Smoke Powers, and I was like, yeah, that guy.
I know who that. I know who that
You
is.
need to listen.
Yeah,
It was funny because you said Delson, I was like, wait a minute, you said Dustin before?
yeah, Dustin.
Like, it
Fucking-
made so much sense.
Imagine the Stranger Things kid with the powers of a conduit. That's hilarious. Oh Jesus! I think we're right. Wait, where is it? Oh God,
What's that called?
Brad, we're right at the end of the game. We've got like 2 missions left,
Oh,
but
just
in
pack them
every
out.
single one of them, I'm gonna get my ass handed to me.
DC, it was DC.
What?
DC did a 6-issue run of Infamous.
Really?
Yeah, did you not know that part?
No. Wait, is it?
It's Infamous 1. So
Right, it's
oh no, wait,
Cole.
it takes place in between the events of Infamous 1 and 2, but it's still Cole, yeah.
Yeah, it's Cole, not Delson.
Rare.
Get away from that car.
So, does that mean that
Knew this was too high.
Cole McGrath is a DC superhero now?
Well, if 4 is technically a Disney princess,
I respect that. I agree with it.
then I think Cole technically counts as a DC superhero. Does that mean he can come back?
went
Does that
pretty
mean he
wild
can
out here.
come back?
To life
Who robbed Fort
in some weird universe-shattering bullshit. Like most
Yes.
DC heroes come back to life.
Crisis on Earth 46, and then weird multiverse shit
That
happens,
underground
and then
hideout.
suddenly Cole is back.
You handle the jammer, and I'll.
I'd like to see Cole back, but it would also kind of completely spoil. Have you played Infamous 2?
I know the entire plot of Infamous 2. I have not played it.
It would kind of. You mean entire plot, right?
What did I say?
Entire plot.
Yes.
Then yeah, it would kind of spoil the point of this of his sacrifice at the end of Infamous 2.
Well, I mean, but you'd say the same thing about Superman's sacrifice to
That's a good
Doomsday,
point.
and you know, they didn't stop DC
Yeah,
killing him off repeatedly.
it takes a lot of guts to actually get rid of a character for good.
And it used to be said that the only characters that would truly stay dead was Bruce Wayne's parents, Jason Todd, and Uncle Ben, and and Bucky Barnes. And
Bucky Barnes is like
Jason Todd no longer fits that list, and neither does Bucky Barnes. Ow!
Like, inner demons.
Motherfucker, will you please cool your gun? Whoa.
yeah,
Okay.
DC. Oh, Black Adam's coming out soon, isn't it? Or maybe not soon.
Is it coming out before or after The Flash doesn't?
Hey, Danica. So after they made a run at the inner demons, how'd things go?
Not how you'd expect. When Devil's Breath hit, enough of
Program
the
in the
underground got
background,
sick that they went into
hanging
hiding.
off the
And
toilet.
probably going to jail
Switch
with
off.
the demons.
Still on. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
the underground took over the demons' territory.
What, sorry?
By default.
Oh, just something that decided to not stop being on after I pressed X on it.
Fair enough.
I decided to gently yet firmly use the task manager on it.
Okay, I'm bored of these sword people, so they're going to die now.
He is bored of the sword.
And that guy. Fuck that guy.
Oh, that guy in particular.
Alright, time to shut down the jammer. Let's see where it
Yeah, the
is.
Flash. And Batgirl got canned. Why?
Because... No, literally no reason. But at the same time, also because non-white female lead. So, of course, between the war criminal and the non-white female lead, they're going to choose the film
Need to shut down the jammer.
with the war criminal to stay on. Did you see DC's like plans for like their three options for Flash?
Wait to write up this underground
Is there
demons
actually an
conflict for my
ongoing
series.
investigation to Ezra Miller having committed a war
Smart you
crime?
to leave.
I mean, it was only a matter of time, you've got to admit.
Wait, are you joking right now? Because I can't tell if you're joking right now because it's kind of hard to tell because Ezra Miller's been really weird recently.
Yeah. I'm just gonna let you keep
Been
wondering.
again.
This user does not accept calls from this number.
He's at
okay.
a festival, what a slut.
Seriously?
No war crime, it seems.
If Xander does come back and tune into this one, can you tell me the time code we're at currently?
Time code is minus
About 20 seconds?
48 minutes, 48 seconds. Well, what? 20 seconds?
Minus about 20 seconds for the time it took us to work out what the time code was.
Oh, right. So basically we're talking 48, 30 to 49, I'd say.
Let's call it 48:30. If you decide to go back and watch this week's. There we go. There you go. There you go, Xander. You get to hear me call you a slut.
Somehow I knew that's what you were prepping for.
He's at a festival. I mean, what?
Oh, I've never been to a
Cheating on
festival.
us, man.
Halfway. Looking good.
Like, my mum went to a festival once, and judging by what she said, it doesn't sound like the kind of thing I'd be into.
What festivals?
Yeah. She went Glastonbury or something.
That was ultimate speed, ultimate reflexes,
And
ultimate
she kept mentioning the mud.
ultimate miles.
And
Yeah.
I was,
The mud is a thing, yeah, especially if it rains non-stop.
oh, that was spectacular.
Actually, it was Ultimate,
Oh,
which
wait,
is
that was
funny
Ultimate.
because that was totally a game feature of the Ultimate Spider-Man game, which I played to death as a child, and lost my save file on twice.
Oh, oof.
Once my sister deleted it by accident,
Oh,
or she said
right.
she might have been pissed off with me or my brother, can't remember, or genuine accident. And the other time was me, because I wanted to replay the story, but I thought I'd saved in a different thing, so I could load the, I thought I'd correctly, sorted. Oh shit.
yeah. And it turns out that you hadn't.
Yes, I've just realised Peter's alternative to Miles's cloak, and I find it really funny because it's really underwhelming. Miles has camouflage on the D-pad. Peter has a camera.
You can't use the camera in Miles Morales.
Well, you have.
Oh, come on, guys.
You have photo mode if you've shortcutted it. But that's in both. I just mean Peter's personal, quick camera thing. Unless I'm forgetting what the control is in this game. What do you mean, stay out of this? You're attacking me.
Characteristic. Like, that reminds me of this, and oddly bizarre non sequitur, but there was this, what was it, survival horror game on the PS2 called Alone in the Dark.
Yeah.
And, it lets you choose between two characters at the start, you can choose this person or that person, and it gives the name and then characteristics, and the female character, she's like some archaeologist or something. It's been a while. It's been a while, but she's some kind of professor of archaeology or something like that, and it puts that down in the and you think, oh, that kind of characteristic. You move on to the other guy, and it said characteristics. Has a double-barreled gun. It's like, characteristic?
Has a gun. I mean, it
That's
works.
my favourite personality trait, having a gun.
It's probably that's how some people would summarize Nancy in Stranger Things.
I've got to watch Stranger Things.
Incidentally, my favorite character. Actually, yeah, no, actually, okay. Favorite characters in Stranger Things, you can't have Hopper because he's the default. So, that's just immediately denied. You can't have Hopper. So, after Hopper, but, if you're, interesting an individual person, you don't have Hopper anyway. So, my favorite character is Max, which meant that this most recent series was really painful. But after Max, it's Nancy, and I adore Nancy because, dumbing her down totally is has a gun, knows how to use it, have fun. That's Nancy. But there's a lot more to her, which is why she's one of my favorite characters. But has a gun is just that was you said that, and I was just like, it's Nancy, it's Nancy, it's Nancy.
I'd read about that.
What were we talking about before? that. Oh, yes, no, I wanted to ask you something. Xander said, what you mean, why not from the start when I texted him that time code? You get to decide what I reply.
I had some notes on your billboard campaign. Got a
Oh,
minute?
damn. Let me think. Oh, what kind of thing are you going for here?
Literally any, like, the world is, the response is your oyster.
Damn.
Bye-bye!
Should be a transmitter around here.
Let me think.
Bradley, he's going to have died by the time you come up with something.
Try handing out pins.
He'll be back from the festival.
Okay, that was when,
Oh.
that was the time you texted to say you were at the festival. And, damn it, that's literally just the truth.
I'm confused. Yeah, no, we're not going to tell him the real reason.
Yeah.
Hey, friends.
You just made me pause the game in confusion.
Details on why.
Oh, damn it, I can't. Cheeky bastard on the fly like this.
Okay, fine.
Really help the people who will be displaced by this.
Blah, 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 blah.
Lining your trash can with paper will help absorb spilled liquids. I suggest using one of J. Jonah Jameson's books. Okay, bye.
What's the playing on the radio? Huh.
Well, that time code-ish.
It's dead and winning.
Do. Give me a suit, Bradley!
It's gonna be.
I just set a custom waypoint. Why the fuck have I got a custom waypoint? That one. There we go.
Number 2E. It's the. Wait.
2E?
2E isn't a thing, is it?
No.
Okay,
Unless
then
we went all the way down
5B.
to 5B. That's 2E!
What? Oh,
Well,
that's 2E.
Well, if you went 1, 2, 3, 4, so 2
Yeah.
E.
I mean,
so
it only goes 5 where there's only
and
4
then
across.
five down, B across. So you've managed to give me the same answer in just a different format, which is quite impressive.
I mean, that's the one I was going for. I just didn't know which way round I needed to do it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, and it's got a cat! Woo!
I like how you didn't know that. You just lucked out on like literally the fan favorite suit.
It's a fan favorite suit because of the cat, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't particularly like the mask, but the cat is pretty cool. It feels very irresponsible that I've brought a cat along, and the first thing we do is get into a fight. Well, that's not good. Ow. Jesus! Those things do so much damage!
That cat even securely secured in that backpack.
I feel like we haven't talked enough about She-Hulk, but, you know, that's just a personal thing.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking adored She-Hulk, man. I was
It
just,
was fun.
like, it wasn't a perfect episode of television or a perfect episode of, of comedy, because it was laying the groundwork a lot. It was the origin story. That was literally the point of it. But I spent that entire half hour just smiling. And I looked over at my mum as well. And, like, she doesn't always love the Marvel shows. They're pretty hit or miss for her, so, you know, usually it's just me and Dad who finishes watching them. But she was smiling the entire time as well.
It was fun.
I like that they're half an hour as well, that they are short and they, you know...
Yeah, short and
No way in
sweet.
hell I'm letting you in.
Ow!
Oh yeah, and they fixed Bruce's arm.
Yeah, with some techie gizmo that... Oh no, wait!
Like,
No!
"I've got
He
some of
fixed
your
his
blood
arm
in
with
my
She-Hulk's
arm,
blood.
It regenerated it.
Yeah, he used how her...
That helped him.
He used how her body, how her blood reacted to the gamma to heal. That's really interesting. Though there is something about how their unique family biology works with the gamma rather than it, you know. It's also interesting that they're because years of comics and retcons and reimaginings of how it all works, the Hulk personalities, because there's multiple of them, they were always there. Bruce Banner has a multi-personal disorder. And it was just the gamma explosion that unlocked them. So that's why he has the alter ego, while Jen doesn't.
That is interesting, that is.
The only time where Hulk is kind of, like, her version of Hulk becomes its own personality is when she's had a traumatic event. And so when she transforms into a full Hulk monster-like version. And then, and Jen's still there, she can still talk, but it's kind of like the strength, like, so her usual personality kind of gets warped away into the extra power.
Oh.
That's how that works for her.
Hey Genki, I'm gonna talk to Gloria about Feast. As me,
Sorry, what were you saying? You were saying something.
I was saying something.
What's going on?
Forgot.
Why is it
Yeah, you said that you just said they fixed Hulk's arm, and I said
Yeah,
yes.
they fixed Hulk's arm,
And then I said,
doesn't that mean he's the last?
Can you send people to
Okay,
other
Hawkeye's
shelters?
still around.
so is Thor.
Everyone here.
Oh, and so is Thor. So
As long as he didn't die in Love and Thunder, which I still haven't seen yet.
Neither have I.
But in this weather.
Anything I can do to help?
That should
Yeah,
be coming out on
actually.
Disney Plus at some
Could you
point.
check on the
It
people
will be,
counting
yeah,
down?
it should
They
be.
don't
I
always
reckon it will
open until
be
management.
just after She-Hulk's finished.
Then get back to
So
your
they
vacation.
don't,
Work too hard.
you know, take attention away from that.
That's a good point.
Apparently, Kevin Feige has suggested, or somewhat, you know, is like apparently it has mentioned that the plan for the next saga after the multiverse saga
What?
is going to be the mutant saga, and that's where all the mutant stuff is really going to come in.
He's got a long plan going
Yeah.
on. And I feel like we're just getting drip-fed the multiverse stuff right now.
Yep. It also feels like, well, he doesn't have any, like, I don't think he has any kids, so there's a lot of money he's got, and, like, you know, if he just, at some point, but, you know, before anyone expects him, and he's got all these plans but he hasn't told anyone, that's it.
Damn.
I'm just saying. That's not the only, like, a person's life is more important than that, but I just think it's a funny concept. Well, not a funny concept. I just think that's a thing that should...
Notes or something somewhere, though, right?
Not with how badly leaks get out.
Chased them off, but they just came back. Then they up and disappeared.
Speaking of leaks and rumours and probably confirmed things that I
Let me know if you need
forgot to
anything
remember
else.
if they're confirmed
Be
or
careful
not,
with that
so just
knife.
err on the side
Can
of
do.
probably
Thanks.
a rumour.
And yeah, same thing with the mutant saga. Very pinch of grain of
Pinch of salt, grain of salt.
Ant-Man salt.
Ant-Man sized salt.
Ant-Man sized
Hey
salt.
there. Did I overhear you talking about
Oh
someone
god,
from
one of
the
the
city?
dumbest things. You know, like sometimes
About a
people
month
say, like,
Shelter put in
you
a
know,
new
point
water
out a
heater.
logical
Inspector
inconsistency
came by.
in
He
something,
said we were in good
and you
shape.
think,
Then all this went down.
I didn't notice
Yeah.
that. And then sometimes
You'd
you
think
you
he'd catch
hear
that.
it and you're like, no, you
I
haven't
gotta
pointed
run.
out anything.
Stay warm.
You too.
Did you even watch the movie? Case in point,
Hey, you busy?
someone
working on
I saw someone, maybe it was a piss take, I don't know. But someone said on Tumblr or a YouTube comment or something, just says, how come Ant-Man can breathe when he's smaller than an atom?
Oh yeah.
Mate, he's literally got a mask on, right? He's got a suit. Maybe, just maybe, there's some oxygen in there that shrinks along with him.
and then continues to shrink oxygen in a constant process.
Yeah.
But then again, but he doesn't. Oh no! In the movies, he has to shrink. The mask automatically comes on to shrink, doesn't he?
Yeah. I believe so.
Except for when his suit is malfunctioning in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh shit. Okay, never mind.
And in the comics, he doesn't. They don't have to wear the helmets to shrink. So in the
Really?
comics, no.
Oh,
But they could. The suit could still be providing them with oxygen.
No wonder
True
the
enough.
pipe burst.
But
Cleared the trash.
yeah, the thing,
I don't think
the
the
thing,
water's running. Oh,
the actual
gotta find the pump station.
strange thing about
how do you know that?
I
Ant-Man
did a
is
clean
how
up
they
the rivers
describe.
project in 4th grade.
I don't know if this
Clean
is
now?
how it works in the
Well,
comics canon, but
Cleaner.
in the
Do not go
first
nonsense.
movie says how Pym explains how it works. He's like, well, it shortens the distance between your atoms.
These are
Like,
definitely
okay.
the guys I fought at the power station.
Wait a second.
Okay, I get the
How can
bank
you ever
heist
be smaller than
power
an atom?
station, but why mess with Feast?
Let's find
It's
out.
just better not to think about these things.
Yeah.
Don't think about the fact that stuff he shrinks is supposed to have the same mass, and yet he has a tank as a keychain.
Oh. No, there's no inconsistency there. He's just really fit. Like, really fit.
Hank Pym is just really ripped underneath the suit.
Yeah.
Hey, clean up the rivers guy.
He wears
Pumps
pressures
clothing
that
that
hides it a bit, but you know, he's
I mean, he was the forgotten Avenger. He's got to be pretty buff. He was holding the entire world together on his own. Carol Danvers was in space. Captain America was on ice. It was just Hank Pym.
Non-Spider-Man related question. Have you started Jane Eyre for Miss Mallory's class?
Ant-Man
I
one.
haven't
was a
done
good
any
movie.
homework
Oh,
since school
wait.
let out.
I never got around to the Ryan Reynolds thing. It would have been a great
Have
segue.
you seen the PC version of the
Reading right
main gamers? Oh,
The what?
sorry. Oh, thank you. See ya. Bye bye.
Is you? Wait, what?
What?
It's still
I
going.
thought you were helping me.
Is your
What?
screen frozen?
Nope.
But it can't be because that marker is still going.
As soon as I finish this chapter.
Don't ask questions.
Whoa!
Crap,
Either
crap,
you
crap.
went into photo mode or
I got
that
Webby.
was some loading. That is really bizarre if it was loading.
One valve down.
Well, anyway, never mind. It would have been a great segue if we were still talking about Deadpool. But
What were we talking about?
I said something about Ant-Man, which came off of a comment of people.
Oh,
say-
we were talking about Ant-Man being the only Avenger.
yes, while Carol Danvers and Cap. Well, Carol was in space. Cap was in ice.
Yeah.
That's two.
Also, he took down the entire Avengers in that one episode of What If, so... Yeah, don't
Yeah.
fuck around with Hank Pym.
Yeah. Do you think you know how they had Steve Rogers the musical or whatever it's called? Rogers the musical.
Yes.
I think they should do a cameo in the background where they've adapted it for the ice rink and they just call it Captain America on Ice.
I am honestly surprised that they didn't have one person cameo at the end of Hawkeye. Because, you know, everyone was waiting for it to pan around to the audience and for, like, Sam and Bucky to be there and just be like, what the fuck? That was what everyone was waiting for, and they didn't do it. It was such an obvious opportunity.
Oh,
Now for the
the
pressure
cat
valve.
comes in for the attack.
For the old swipey swipe.
Swipity.
What's
Yes,
the
Ryan
what's the
Reynolds.
fox in
Need to
Dora
turn
the
on the water
Explorer
at the pump
called?
station.
Swiper.
Hey, Genki.
Swiper.
Yeah,
no
see, I thought it
swiping.
was.
Get him to send someone to Feast North
Oh,
and declare it
man.
uncondemned.
One official sounding call from a high school student pretending to be an adult coming up.
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, I was saying because like it would have been a nice segue to just go from Ryan Reynolds.
It's always a nice segue from Ryan Reynolds.
Because Ryan Reynolds also was the portraying the protagonist in the movie I watched last Sunday, which we finally got on to me saying that.
Oh shit! Yeah, you did mention that when we were like.
I was like 2 minutes in or something.
Yeah, that is wow. We are full circle. We should end it in about a minute, and then we'll be full circle.
Oh god, it'd be like Tenet.
Haven't seen it? Don't want to.
Oh, okay.
Wait, why is it good? I thought Tenet was pretty shit. Apparently.
I mean, I liked it, but I mean, maybe it was, you know, maybe
Bye-bye.
it's just a case of I haven't watched enough movies.
Bye
kind of
bye.
thing.
Oh yeah, this is still like your, double digits of movies, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, damn.
Yeet!
Wait, where was I? Ryan Reynolds, yeah, that's because he was the protagonist of the movie I watched last Sunday. Guess what that was?
Free Guy.
Almost, because, well, not almost
Wait,
at all.
so you watched Free Guy but not Deadpool 2?
I haven't seen Free Guy.
Oh, watch Free Guy.
Is it
It will
good?
make my points excellent.
Okay.
It will make my arguments excellent.
Arguments about what?
But it's weird that you haven't seen Deadpool 2, but you have watched Free Guy.
Oh,
Hey, man.
fair enough. Wait. Oh yes, the movie I saw last Sunday
Right side.
was, drumroll please,
However he's communicating on the outside. I'll look
Green
into it.
Now we
Lantern.
gotta turn on the water.
Jesus. Wait, Ryan Reynolds didn't betray anyone.
Yeah, he was Green Lantern.
He betrayed the audience.
No, portray.
Oh.
Need to get the pumps working.
I literally went for that
Actually, I
full
like yours
conversation
better.
thinking you said betray.
Water coming on.
Okay, maybe I could have enunciated my words better.
Just got to feast.
You went full British then.
Cool.
We're both literally British. We can't be more British.
What are you talking about? You're Australian, aren't you?
One.
Oh, I wish. Maybe then I wouldn't be so damn scared of spiders.
Having a shelter reduces crime.
No, I think being Australian gives you a
And if he wants to
much
be a crime
better
boss,
reason
he needs crime boss around.
to be scared of spiders,
Oh,
But we
God.
stopped them. Go team.
more
I've
than
seen some of the monstrosities.
immunizing you from them.
I mean, yeah, if I went to live in Australia for a bit, and I came back here, I'd be like, oh, these spiders are tiny. And that'd be it. I guess.
No, but then you'd go back to being used to them, and you'd see a big spider in this country and be like, fuck that shit.
I saw this... Nah, I probably shouldn't say it in case I give you nightmares as well. Are you arachnophobic?
Hey there.
I am not a fan.
Spider-Man. Hi.
Best to save for later. And by later I mean never. Anyway, Green Lantern.
Yeah, listen.
I
was
definitely
fixing the water
felt like
system
the-
and I noticed your shelter
I
was
definitely felt like it
affected.
was...
Should be fixed now, though.
Like there was this weird vibe to it throughout the whole thing, and
We're good to open.
when
Everyone can go inside.
you know it was
Spider-Man,
pointed
you've
out,
got perfect timing.
I was like,
Don't know how
"Is
much
that-
longer
yeah,
we
that's
would've
what it
held out.
was,"
Thank you.
and how it was
It's
trying
Taika
to be,
Waititi.
and it's trying to be
Hey,
Iron
Gloria,
Man
it's
1.
Miles.
Oh yeah,
Feast
it
North
was
is
supposed
open.
to. DC had about 4 failed attempts
Yeah,
at
kickstarting their own cinematic
yeah,
universe.
like in a row.
Happy to.
Now get back to your winter break.
I don't know
See you when
what
school
the
starts
Green
back up.
Lantern was.
Alright. Bye.
Certainly was one of them.
I think some of them didn't even make it to theaters. That's how bad they were doing at it.
God. I liked him in the role in a sense. I mean, it was at that point when I was watching that movie that I realized,
awesome.
yeah, Ryan Reynolds really does put a bit of himself into all his characters, doesn't he?
Oh, you've met her. Before the rally.
Charm, yeah.
Street artist. Uses sign language.
Because let me tell you this, Howard Jordan is not a charming man.
I'll look out for your post.
Cool.
Yeah, I heard some of the things about certain things.
Well, that massive fucking cloud thing, Howard Jordan basically becomes that at one point, but still looking like himself. He commits genocide. Also, I think he dates... Wait, is it him or is it one of the other Green Lanterns that dates a minor?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm not sure when. Maybe it was you who told me, or maybe someone else. I looked it up. I was like, wait, what the fuck? How did this get through anyone?
Comics.
No one look at this and think.
Comics
oh,
was so niche for a while that they could get away with many things.
Jesus, it's like
Tombstone was hauled off to prison.
there's a lot of like darkness I'm willing to put into a character before and still
okay.
as a protagonist.
So
but this is just like, yo, just don't make him a skeeve though, you know what I mean?
Let's now bring your attention, if you want to know more about that, let's now bring your attention to the most unfortunate comic character possibly ever.
Do tell.
And just in bad planning, bad people deciding, yeah, that'll be fine. They haven't suffered the most out of, like, in-universe. It's just the fact that writers were like, yeah, this'll be fine. And this horrible things constantly happen to this one poor character. And it's just completely, you know, brushed off for a while until someone goes, no, hang on, what the fuck? And the worst thing, you know this character. Everyone knows this character. This character has had the worst luck, and she's now one of the most famous characters. Her name is Carol Danvers.
Really?
Okay, firstly, would you like to look up, for your own and the audience's benefit, Avengers number 200?
Okie dokie,
and see if you can find a summary.
Avengers 200 on the nose, did you say?
Avengers 200, maybe just to make it easier, Avengers 200 controversy or something?
What?
You gonna read for our audience, or?
Yeah. What? Let me choose one that's nice and
nicely laid out on the page.
Yeah.
Well.
Just 200. Oh, there's a synopsis. Should I read the synopsis? I'll read the synopsis.
Yeah.
Synopsis 4. The child is father to... ... After experiencing an impossibly short 2-day pregnancy, Miss Marvel, that's Carol Danvers in this case, delivers a baby boy in the Avengers Infirmary, attended by Dr. Donald Blake, aka Thor, and Jocasta. The Avengers treat the event like a happy, normal occasion and coo over the infant. Miss Marvel, however, is decidedly upset by the experience. Overnight, Miss Marvel's child grows into a toddler and begins speaking. In just a few more hours, he is an adolescent boy but demonstrates an even more advanced intellect. He calls himself Marcus and gives evasive answers to questions about where he came from. He promises to explain everything just as soon as he can complete a secret project. Given technical gear to work with, he sets to work creating a sophisticated device. Meanwhile, all around the NYC area, people are experiencing shifts in time, either being transported to different eras themselves or encountering historical or futuristic beings. Initially, Miss Marvel refuses to even see her child, but Wonder Man persuades her to confront her problem, difficult as it might be. Thus, she goes to the lab and meets a now fully grown Marcus, who instantly recognizes her but alternately calls her Mother and Carol. Miss Marvel seems to recognize his face, but can't recall how. Just then, the mansion comes under attack. dire T-Rex. Spaceships and World War I era fighter planes buzz the mansion as well. While Iron Man and Vision tackle them, the rest of the team inside the mansion encounter various other time-displaced aggressive intruders. Hawkeye, who's been especially suspicious of Marcus all along, ducks out of the melee, intent on confronting him in the lab. Down in the lab, all the other Avengers aside from Miss Marvel depart to join the fighting. Carol shoves Dr. Blake into a secure room for his protection and he uses the opportunity to transform into Thor and join the battle. Marcus assures Carol that everything will be alright just as soon as he activates his device, a time flux generator. Carol demands answers from him, but he knocks her out. Seeing this, Hawkeye assumes Marcus is a straight-out villain and destroys the machine with an explosive arrow. Thor and Iron Man burst into the lab. Marcus is ready to take them all on, but Miss Marvel, who has recovered, intervenes, stating that she will defend them from him. Marcus then admits he merely wanted to goad them into killing him. He goes on to explain that he is actually the son of the Avengers' old foe, Immortus. Ages ago, the Master of Limbo had rescued a doomed survivor of a shipwreck, an unnamed woman, and brought her to Limbo to be his consort. Together they produced Marcus. The woman eventually had to return to her point in time, and Immortus himself was killed. Actually, his predecessor Kang was killed, thus negating Immortus' existence. Marcus was left alone, and as a child born into Limbo, he could not exist on Earth without disrupting the time. He devised a plan to be reborn on Earth. He plucked Carol out of time, brought her to Limbo, and wooed her. Marcus specifically mentions, admittedly with a subtle boost from Immortus' machines, boldly stating that she was mentally manipulated. Once he implanted his seed in her, he restored her to her own point in time so that she could give birth to him. Marcus intended his machine to stabilize his presence on Earth, but since it has now been destroyed, his only options are either to return to a lonely existence in Limbo or die. Carol takes pity on him. She tells her male compatriot that she realizes she has feelings for him and wants to be with him. Thus, Thor transports the pair of them to Limbo. The time disruptions immediately vanish and Miss Marvel is gone. What the...
So let's summarize. This man, this villain, this man kidnapped Carol Danvers.
Yeah.
Brainwashed her.
Yeah.
Raped her.
Yeah.
Sent her back to her own time or universe. She then was forced to birth him into that universe. He grew to adulthood in a day, and then he controlled her mind again to seduce her into falling in love with him as a partner, and then the Avengers stand by and let him take her away. They do nothing, and I think even Captain America, Steve Rogers, says, what a lovely couple they'll be. I hope we get invited to the wedding or some bullshit. Right? That all happens. That all happened, and for about, I don't know how long it stuck around, but the writer responsible for some of the most important and popular X-Men stories ever, who's Chris Claremont, he wrote the Phoenix Saga. That's how kind of prolific he was in the X-Men. He basically finished his X-Men run, came over to write the Avengers, and the first thing that he did, well, not the first story he wrote, but one of the first big event things that he chose to do was in an Avengers annual, he brought Miss Marvel back to put the Avengers to task. Like, why the fuck did you let the person who raped me take me away? Are you fucking dumb?
You were not joking.
That's not even, I mean, it is the worst thing that could possibly happen, but I mean, that wasn't the end of people's weird fascination with giving Carol Danvers a horrible time. Because, and then I only found out about this yesterday, there is an issue of her own solo run, Miss Marvel, like number 32, that came out in 2008. So this is fairly recent.
Yeah.
And pretty much the entire issue is torture porn.
What? What does that mean?
So, you know, like, in a way, like, the Saw movies could be kind of referenced as torture porn.
What?
As in,
Like the Saw
some people like seeing people in pain, is the best way to describe it, and then how it's framed
There's no
can be
way to
pornographic sometimes. So that issue of Miss Marvel features Carol Danvers getting brutally interrogated and tortured for most of it, but the first thing they do is they strip her down to her bra and pants.
Wow.
So she's basically naked,
2008.
overly sexualized because it's comics in the early 2000s. Well, the 2000s. And yeah, and she gets, like, hit with a hammer, tasered, punched repeatedly, like, it is. I haven't got it, I haven't read it, I found out about it, I read the entire synopsis, and then I found it to basically just scan through the pages going, I can't believe this happened to her again. She escapes by the end of the issue on her own, but fucking, like, that's it. That's the caveat you've got to be. At least she wasn't damsel in distress and had to be saved by someone else. She did it herself. But I think also, something that really annoyed me is that, like, it's a fucking, Victoria's Secret bra that they put her in. And the mission she was on was military, like, because she's an Air Force pilot, right? An Air Force captain or colonel, even. So she's a professional, and and when she was caught, when she was, when she was ambushed and caught after her plane was shot down, she was in her flight suit and stuff. I don't think a woman in a professional and, like, a job like that would wear sexy lingerie. I think they'd wear, I mean, this was just might be my assumption, but, like, a sports bra and something that's going to be more comfortable and professional.
Yeah.
Like, it's a tiny thing, but it's just like, this was written by a man. This was drawn by a man. You can tell, because, like, it's just really obtuse, and it's what adds to that idea that it is both an issue of torture, but it's sexualized. And that 2 and 2 has made torture porn.
That is grim. Not gonna lie.
The first time I found out about the Carol Danvers thing was in Jessica Jones, because they're best friends in the comics instead of Trish and Jess. It's Carol and Jess. Whoa. And when Jess is in labor with her and Luke's baby, Carol makes a comment like, at least it wasn't as, bad as my time or something. And Luke's like, wait, what? You've been pregnant, you've had a kid? And Jess, like, just basically says, go on, tell him, I need a distraction from how, basically how fucked up that situation was, because I'm in so much pain right now. And so Carol's like, yeah, and then very quickly summarizes that. And in Jessica Jones, I was like, this is a weird bit of lore to add to Captain Marvel. And then I found out it was real, and it had happened, and the writer was taking the piss out of how stupid that whole thing was. But fucking hell, man. So yeah, has that enriched your life to know that?
Yeah, when I think of, you know, Marvel characters who have it pretty rough, and to be fair, a lot of them have it pretty rough. But one person that comes to mind is often Spider-Man for, you know, but that is a whole different story altogether.
Yep.
I'm not quite sure what to say.
I mean,
Because, like,
you know,
it's
even as shit as Spider-Man's life can be, at least he's not a female character written by men with very little interest in the safety and health of that woman. Because,
yeah,
I mean, imagine what could have happened to Spider-Man in 80 years if it was Spider-Woman.
Requested in the app. Genki said you could help me find the guys messing with Harlem.
Oh, I think we'll call it after this mission.
You followed them?
So it's what we
dangerous.
went on about 6:30, so 7:30, 8:30. Yeah, so
I'll go there.
Yeah.
we'll just be short of 2 hours. I think this was a good way back in, given the circumstances.
Yeah. I'll try and keep up the talking for a bit longer, especially since it seems that
I'm back into coughing fits.
Yeah. Don't want to.
Would you like to think of a more fun subject matter to finish the stream on?
Yeah.
I'll check nearby cell phone towers.
Tamara Morrison as Abin Sur in Green Lantern. I was like, wait a second, isn't that Boba Fett when he came on screen? Because, like, I mean, I know Boba Fett.
Fuck, is that who it was?
Yeah, because, like, I know that I know that usually his characters have helmets on, but, like, in the Book of Boba Fett show that was recently on, he's mostly helmetless, and you see Tamara Morrison in it, in all his glory, and because of that, when he came on screen all pink and CGI'd up to be an alien, I was like, hey, wait a second, he looks kind of familiar.
That's not a man!
Yeah,
that's a clone.
And then Parallax was played by Clancy Brown. And Clancy Brown is the guy who voices Mr. Krabs.
That is really weird.
Yeah. I thought I was.
Oh my god!
I find it funny when, like, I found the whole thing with Sinestro funny, honestly, because, like,
What, the Yellow Lantern ring, and they're like, oh, you're not getting a sequel.
Yeah. Plus the fact that, like, his name's flipping Sinestro. Like, you can't be a good guy and be called Sinister. Like, we all knew what was going to happen to him before we even opened the source material books, you know what I'm saying?
The source code of comics. Whoa!
Yeah. I mean, it could have gone somewhere, that movie, but it was
Wasn't
just
he
so
played by Mark Strong?
Who?
Sinestro.
Sinestro, let me check.
I think he might have been, you know. Ow!
Yeah, Mark Strong.
Hey!
And now to look up Mark Strong to find out what else he's doing.
Do you know? Oh, I forgot you haven't seen movies.
Yes.
I was like, how do you not know who Mark Strong is? Oh, you need to see the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies, man.
Oh yeah, God,
that's next.
I want to.
They are.
I've seen some clips. They look awesome.
And the third one is definitely happening, guys. We promise.
Oh, it's not happening.
It was supposed to happen, and then COVID happened.
Oh yeah, Kingsman. I haven't seen Kingsman either. I do want to watch Kingsman. Is Kingsman good? Have you seen Kingsman?
The first Kingsman is really good, and the second Kingsman is a lot of fun, but it isn't a great movie.
Ah, okay.
it's like, I enjoyed it because I enjoy having fun, and other people don't enjoy having fun, so they didn't enjoy it.
Like, there's sometimes, it's weird how that can happen. Because like, sometimes you can just say, okay, this movie is clearly good, the cinematography's there, the story's there, the lighting, the effects, like, all of that's there, and you can tell it's good. Sometimes a movie doesn't have all of that, and it's still fun. And you know it's not a good movie, but it's still fun. I can't remember what the last thing I saw that I would compare that to.
Okay, now to get inside.
Because like,
That gear should lift the door.
then there's movies that aren't fun, but are definitely good. And by aren't fun, I mean painful because they're so sad down in the
Logan?
dumps.
I'm gonna push it.
Logan, yeah. Logan was a flipping amazing film, but
God, it was hard to watch, yeah.
So
like, right from the moment, right from you say the word go, boom, he gets out his claws and he struggles to take out you can see all of the blood and the pus, and it's like, oh, this isn't gonna be happy, slappy, fun times, whipping and talking about, what were you expecting, yellow spandex? No,
Yes, actually. I feel like Miles and Peter could possibly learn to just open a door, rather than rip it down with webs. I was walking into the door thinking, oh, we'll just push it open because I haven't played this game in a while. I forgot that you can't just do that. You have to rip.
Miles has got the tilts right now. He needs to rip a door off its hinges. Damn.
He's still filled with adrenaline from that fight.
Zoom lens. They're trying to find me. This is why Pete's always telling me to keep the mask on.
Strong.
I think I'll take this off
Oh
their
my
hands.
god, yeah, of course. I thought he looked familiar. He was in Shazam.
He was.
These guys really don't care who gets
It kind of pains me that your only knowledge of Mark Strong is fucking Shazam, but it's something. I'll tell you that it is. At least you know who he is now.
Yes, I'm slowly but surely learning celebrities.
Imagine knowing someone who's never seen a film.
Well, I mean,
With the only films you'd ever seen, Star Wars, just the 6 Star Wars films, because you like Star Wars.
I saw those
pretending to be Spider-Man.
But why? But you and Xander go crazy for all the Star Wars Disney shows and stuff. But
yeah, I watched them for the first time. I think last year's Christmas, not last year as in 9 months ago, but last year as in a year before that. Christmas 2020, I think, was when I watched Star Wars. Before that, the movies I'd watched, let me think.
What did that mean?
Because I could probably count them on a couple of hands. But let's see.
We have to find out.
For Marvel movies, I'd seen Spider-Man: Homecoming and Infinity War, which, you know, it's great to just watch those in isolation. Let me think what else there is. I'd seen some of the Jurassic Park movies. Just a couple of one-off things, really, because I never really was regular about it or followed any actors or directors particularly. But yeah, I mean, why? But you know, you've introducing someone to movies as a concept and all of the best ones, and getting to see the fresh perspective on these movies. That's a unique opportunity that not a lot of people get. You know what I mean?
yes. Oh shit! I've realised I'm supposed to be going somewhere.
I should head back to the park.
In real life or in the mission? In the game. Wait, you just sat your controller down?
I was listening to you.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Miles, Haley texted me. Fisk's guys are attacking CJ
Oh, okay, so
Park.
technically I wasn't supposed to be in a rush until right now with that dialogue line, but I kind of, it's stupid, but I just stood around for a second. Well, a good, like, 2 minutes.
Yeah, the,
Whoop, and Superman!
Could have been more its own thing, but... It
What,
was,
Green Lantern?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It certainly was a movie. Certainly one of the movies of all time.
Stop fucking shooting people, you absolute git bastards. I'm going to punch you much harder than anyone else has ever been punched in existence. You earmuff wearing uber fucks. You do not come into a park and attack innocent people. Die.
God, you know what series I actually kind of miss?
It would be really bad if I ever got superpowers. I would fucking kill people.
Bro, just it's chill. You could just be like Frank. You could just be the Punisher.
Yeah.
He's got loads of.
Imagine being Bullet. Like, I feel like the best one you could have in the best powers you could have in the modern world is bulletproof. Just be Luke Cage, but also as strong as he is, because Luke slaps people lightly to knock them out.
Yeah.
I would not have that much patience.
Well, watching all the Defenders shows like for the first time is great.
Yeah.
Personal favourites probably Daredevil, Jessica Jones.
She got everybody out in time. They're hiding in a deli nearby.
Luke Cage was also pretty good.
Season 1 of Luke Cage is great. I didn't enjoy much of Season 2. It just kind of seemed like they were trying to do too much at the same time. But Luke Cage is like, that power set is like, yeah.
That's what you want to do.
That's, well, it's not the dream, but I feel like it's the most useful, realistic one in our world. Bulletproof would be very useful in the modern world. But as I said, Luke Cage's strength and not being able to be shot, I would have some very nice words for some very nasty people. And when I say nice words, I mean I wouldn't be knocking them out with light slaps.
You mean calling them EMF wearing overbucks?
Yes. And, you know, making the earmuffs touch each other. Through the skull.
I see where this is going.
Spider-Man's looking out for Harlem.
Going through the skull. But
I'm gonna watch this now. Yeah, they downgraded my suit, the bastards.
Imagine like next week.
You're just watching the news.
And then it turns out that you've been like
It's my home too.
You know, what's the best way of putting it? Kidnapped by a secret government organization to give you powers that they can make you their weapon to squish people's earmuffs with.
A company that makes earmuffs are trying really hard to make collapsible earmuffs, and they need someone to test how they've had the max stress they could take.
What was that? It was Kick-Ass or something, wasn't it? Like there was a. What was that? Was that a movie? And was it called Kick-Ass? It was called Kick-Ass. Have you seen it? Because I haven't.
I have seen, yes, and I have read the books.
This is done in Harlem
cool.
thanks to us. And don't say no, Miles, thanks to you.
Okay, you're right. We did it together. How's it feel to be Harlem's friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?
Not gonna lie, pretty good.
Oh, almost forgot to tell you. Danica Hart heard what we've been up to. She wants me to come on her show.
That's awesome. You nervous?
Nervous?
Yeah,
No.
so basically,
Oh, crap, what should I wear?
I heard a
I don't
rumour
think it
that
matters,
Jessica Jones
since it's
is
a
going to
podcast.
be in
Oh,
She-Hulk.
what if she can hear that I'm wearing
I
sweatpants?
also heard
What if
this.
she wants to hop on webcam?
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
I gotta get ready.
What?
Bye.
Marvel's Avengers game. We are excited to announce what is coming next.
Oh wait, let me look it up. Let me look.
Hang on, I'll send it to the Assemble chat. It is coming through Signal. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Hey, friends, this is part of my series, Underground Exposed. I'm looking into
Yo,
what
no way.
what they want with the help of Spider-Man.
Apparently.
I wonder if this
So,
will make the
Underground
game
used to
good
have
finally.
major grudge
Woo.
against entertainers.
Have you played as Lady 4 yet? I mean, the Mighty 4, even. Fuck. Jesus, no, I did the bad thing. I did the thing that all the assholes did. I called her Lady 4. I meant, oh shit.
So they went after the
What
biggest,
have you
baddest
done?
jerks.
I prefer her, man. She's so much cooler. She has actual stakes rather than just being a god.
Yeah, like being you know, Thor being a god and being pretty much unbeatable. You know, it's fun, but sometimes
Her being
you
that
get
most of the time, and then still having that, like, actually putting herself at risk, because every time she picks up the hammer, it removes the medication she's taking to keep her alive.
Yeah.
Like, that is how you write stakes.
Yeah.
Jane Foster is the first 4 series I picked up. Well, I picked up the entire series leading into her taking over, for context. And Jane Foster is just, oh, fucking, ow! Oh no, okay, we're gonna leave it here. We're gonna manual save right now. We're gonna force that to happen mid cutscene, and we're just gonna leave the stream here.
Yeah.
Because I can't be asked to deal with this boss fight right now.
Do when you get to it. That's really cool though. It kind of just interrupted you in the middle of swinging.
Yes, it is really cool, but because I was being dumb and muscle memory swinging, I just followed the blinking yellow objective symbol because I'm dumb. And so I went straight for it and ended up going into the next mission. So we're gonna not do that. And we're gonna stop the broadcast. Okay, goodbye.